Hello and welcome to the Empathic Designer podcast. I'm your host Vytheeshwaran. A couple of weeks ago, an instructional designer from my team approached me for some advice on one of her consulting assignments. This was to revamp an existing learning program. She opened the discussion by telling me what she was allowed and what she was not allowed to do with the course. Long story short, the client wanted her to say what they wanted to hear after the needs analysis exercise. Well, that brings us to today's topic: why needs analysis exercises fail. During the course of our discussion on the existing learning solution, I noticed how there were a lot of assumptions that were in play. Assumptions are the silent killers. Any sentence that starts with "I'm assuming" is the root cause for most of the suffering and heartache in the L&D industry today. When we assume things, we don't discuss them, and this raises its ugly head at the solutioning phase in the form of unwanted and often unpleasant surprises. A golden rule for L&D professionals is to never assume anything. Never hesitate to ask those questions to clear your assumptions. You won't feel sorry. This brings me to the second problem. L&D professionals, either on their own accord or are forced to reduce themselves to the position of order takers. I've seen a lot of L&D professionals and sometimes even clients gripe about this phenomenon. We're often trapped by this urge to feel accepted and turn into order takers. And I will talk about this phenomenon in detail in my next episode on the cognitive bias series, so stay tuned to that. We need to remember that it is entirely within your power to break free from the order taker syndrome. Take time to understand what is required, including what is important to the client. Understanding what the client wants versus what they really need is very important. When you go to a restaurant, you might not order everything off the menu, but you would definitely appreciate the availability of a menu to choose from. Another reason why needs analysis fail is that L&D professionals embark on this journey with the notion that training is the only outcome of the analysis and that the analysis serves the purpose of only to help them decide the modality, the technical specifications, and the logistics of the training program. It is really important to remember that training is just one of the possible outcomes, not the only outcome. Always remember that the workplace performance is impacted by three factors: the work, the worker, and the workplace. And this leads me to my next item on my list, which is the excessive urgency exhibited by L&D professionals to reach the solutioning phase of the needs analysis. This results in the excessive focus on the solutions rather than the problem itself. Needs analysis fail when the so-called solutioning phase is nothing more than a reverse engineering exercise trying to fit our predetermined solutions with the problems in hand. Establish an ideation process to develop problem statements and systematically work towards the solution. The last item on my list is a tricky one. Sometimes we might find our clients not very keen to participate in a retrospective exercise. There could be many reasons for this, as they might not be very keen to embark on a fact-finding mission with someone outside their team. If L&D professionals feel that they should extend this courtesy of not asking those uncomfortable questions to the stakeholders, the resulting inaccurate findings that emerge from this discussion will result in the entire needs analysis going for a toss. So thank you for tuning into this edition of the Empathic Designer podcast. If you like what you heard, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell icon for getting those regular updates from my channel. As always, if you have any questions, do leave me a note in the comment section below, and I'd love to have a conversation with you. Thank you and have a wonderful day.